Look, it was constantly difficult because what we weren't talking about, what we weren't sharing, was the minute by minute, second by second data that we were analysing on what the mountain was doing. And what we were doing was we were watching the mountain looking like it was going to collapse back on the side where we were performing the rescue. And in fact, the LiDAR drone operators here at this function, you might want to ask him about this. So we could see the mountain moving, and we'd also got the visual information from where the miners were showing that it was collapsing there as well. So the toughest thing for us was to remain cool and not to rush, because we knew that if we acted without consideration, we could have triggered a second major landslide, jeopardising not only the 41 people on the other side, but all of us. This really was a rescue mission being conducted on tiptoes. And so when I would come and speak to you and I'd say, I'm confident, because I had a great feeling about it, that wasn't because this was easy. No, this is actually the hardest mission I've ever done. That was because I was confident with the way we were valuing life, the way we were all coordinating, the way everyone was getting on with the job, we could work through this. But it was seriously, seriously dangerous situation on both sides, not just for the workers, all of us rescue people as well.
Sir, we saw your visuals of going to the temple nearby.
Yeah.
How much that gave you strength? And secondly, what message or lessons are learned that these incidences are not repeated again?
Two, I think, different questions. Firstly, the question you asked about the temple. Before I arrived here, I knew that this region was the most sacred area for the Hindu people. And I also knew that the purpose of this tunnel was to allow pilgrims to go between the sacred temples, the four sacred temples. So for me, there was no doubt at all that this mission, the mission to rescue these tunnellers, had an epic dimension to it. We've got a mountain that I thought was unhappy, and there was like a spiritual dimension to this, and this was part of it. But that didn't detract from the technical difficulty. To achieve our mission, we had to be focused and bring the best engineering to the table, which we did, because the best engineers from India were here, the best technologies were here, everything was here, and respectful. Have some humility. It's a Himalayan mountain. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than that. So humility and sensitivity and harmony with the mountain for doing the rescue. And then your second question.
My question was on what are the lessons learned so that there are no such repetition of incidences like these?
I think the big lesson to be learned here is to take arrogance out of engineering and be even more sensitive to the complexities of building a tunnel in this environment. And I have no doubt, none, like zero, just like I knew that all 41 men were coming home, also zero doubt that we can build really mighty fine tunnels through this very sensitive environment. And we have to, because with climate change and with the threats of storm frequencies changing and what have you, we need safe connections in those mountains. So I'm absolutely convinced we can do it. The lesson is less arrogance, learn from these lessons, and a little more softly. Listen. You may have seen when I would go in there, I would put my hand in the rock and just listen to the mountain, see what it was talking to me. Is it happy? Is it unhappy? We're going to have a bad day? We're going to have a good day? Just some sensitivity to the enormity of these mountains and how alive they are.
Arnold, one question. Now that the mission is over, we were constantly asking this question, which couldn't be answered at that point in time. But what do you think caused that accident? Because as you're mentioning, it's a vulnerable mountain, range, terrain.
No, it's a really good question. I haven't done a forensic investigation of what caused it, but from an engineering point of view, the support class that we use, the support approach that we use, failed. and I don't know why exactly it failed, but I do know that it had failed before. So there's something happening in that mountain that we need to understand better. And I'm absolutely confident once we understand it better, we can resolve it, but it's the failure of the support class, or the actual support that was put in place.
The crown you are saying, right?
Yeah, so in a tunnel, if you imagine the mountain is so huge, we can't hold a mountain up. No possibility. So to make a tunnel safe, we need a special shape and we need a special way of supporting it. And somehow that shape, or somehow the support that was needed, failed. And yeah, so that's...
So I need to get the Professor to the airport. Thank you all very much for your time. And once again, thank you so much, Professor, for doing such an extraordinary thing for India and for gracing us with your presence here today.
Thank you very much. And to the press, thank you for being kind to me out on site. And I've never experienced anything quite like that before, and you could probably tell, like I didn't really know. And I really appreciated the courtesy that you gave me when I spoke with you. Honestly, giving you answers that were a little odd, like not telling you that they'll be out in 10 hours, because I was just being honest and how I saw it. So thank you for being kind to me as well.
Great. Thank you very much. Good day.